Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the April 21st, 2026 meeting of the Conservation Board of Victor. One project on the agenda for tonight, as well as the approval of the April 7th minutes. So we'll start with the project. It's the Swain site plan on Strong Road. Applicant is requesting approval to construct a new single-family home served by an on-site well and leach field, storage barn, and driveway connection to Strong Road. This is lot number 1 of the Guilfoyle subdivision. So we've been given a lot of material to review ahead of the meeting, but we have a representative from Land Tech here. So if you would just kind of give us an overview of the project and.
Yeah, so my name is Tom Sutherland up here with Land Tech, representing my client Dan Swain. So this project, he purchased this property a few months ago to build his family their dream home, and currently this property is 27.15 acres. There's an existing wood barn and pavilion on property. You can see that in the overall. It's well away from the house. In the future, we may do subdivision, and he would eventually give that barn to the house on the corner. They use it now, I believe, for sheep. So that's the plan with the existing structure on site. But other than that barn and pavilion, it's mostly grass area and a crop field. There's a lot of mounds on site, and we walked the site before winter and found that he wanted to be on the top of this mound, overlook the intersection and overlook his property. So the driveway and electric will be from Strong Road, and like you mentioned earlier, we'll have a private well and leach field. Other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions. I know that when we do the subdivision, he was looking into possibly adding conservation easement. But that would be talked about at a later time.
Okay. Yeah, it's no easement is required at this time. So obviously, he can choose to do so if he wants. So we're putting in a driveway, obviously. Is there a culvert going in? Is this just a low spot?
Yeah, so that's right now there's a swale, and you can see why the contours, it is a low spot. So our driveway has to go through the low spot. So we had a culvert just to get water across the driveway. Well, not across, under the driveway.
Yeah. And just surface runoff?
Yeah, just surface runoff. We have a roof leader from the house that would be pitched to the rear side of site, be west. I'm not sure if you can see that right now on the plan. It's a little hard to see on the smaller plans. But he also has a barn that he's proposing. It's 30 by 40. It'll be 24 feet in height to the peak.
So you mentioned a mound or a hill or drumlin, the location.
Is it right there? Is that where the house would be?
Yeah, that mound basically right in the middle there.
Okay.
On the photo.
And so will you need to obviously excavate that down?
Yeah, so it'll be leveled out a bit. And then they'll use that fill for the barn and for the roadway going up.
Would that be only for the construction, or that's for you're gonna do grading?
It would be only for the construction. So they actually like the mounds. They talked about having their kids, go sledding in the winter. So they actually really do like how it's not just a flat lot. So they would really just be leveling out that mound, for the house, and so the driveway is fairly flat.
And the earthworks would only be for the construction.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, but sometimes they won't be doing like a pool or anything like that.
They mentioned it possibly in the future. So they'd level out the backyard a little bit. But it would be just that mound would be dropped down. I believe they want to cut 8 feet, I believe,
Hmm.
to try and level it all out. So, yeah, they want to limit the amount of total disturbance, so all the mounds around would not be touched.
You said there's an existing leach field or?
No, that's proposed. The existing
Oh.
is the barn and pavilion.
Okay.
You can't see it on that because it's zoomed in the construction.
And it's just a shutting down. Is he planning to do any other plants?
Yeah, so right now they just want to get building with their house, and then in the future to recoup some money from the total lot, they would subdivide it. We have very rough sketches right now, but there would be in the future possibly 1 or 2 other houses going on site. Bigger lots, 5 acre lots. I think his would be, I believe, 12 acres if I remember, and then one other lot that would be kind of in the middle. It'd be a longer strip with one house. And then I believe this corner, they wanted to buy the barn and the rest of this would be maybe 9 acres.
Okay, but for tonight.
Yeah, just for
it's-
tonight. This is just
Yeah.
future plans. But just tonight would be the one house. And he wouldn't be touching any of the other parcel of his land.
In the topsoil pile,
Yep.
is that just any excess from?
That's just temporary. So when he would level it out, he would push the topsoil from the mound right here, and then he would dig out the foundation, put here if he has any that he would like any extra soil for the driveway. So majority of it is going to be pushed over towards the driveway to kind of level it out. But yeah, excess topsoil would go there.
Did he do any soil testing to see?
Yeah, it's so we did the when we did perk testing, mostly sand. So it's sandy loam, and then when we get down to 56 inches, it's a loamy clay. And on the top of the mound, it is much more sandy. That loamy clay is lower down where I did the perk testing. So I believe that would be contour about like 700, and the top of the mound is like 730, 740. So that mound is mostly all sand. It would be, a builder tomorrow would no issues bringing his huge equipment out there and just pushing the sand over and leveling out for their perfect build site.
Yeah, and obviously as the conservation board, we're in tune with the aesthetics and the look and feel of
Yep.
of Victor that we love. Part of that are these drumlins or rolling hills. Was there thought given to, and so on the one hand, I get, wanting to be a cool view and be on the
Yeah.
highest point. The other hand, you're gonna chop off 8 to 10 feet of it. Was there thought given to, locating it somewhere else and,
Yeah, so we did an extensive walk on site. I think we spent probably 2 hours walking the site, and it's just the best for the house to be on the high point. And that's really just where they wanted the house. When you build a hill or when you build a house, you don't want to be where all the water drains down low and look in your backyard up at a hill. You want to be up on top.
Sure. Yeah. And, given that, you'll be disturbing the area on the top of that mound or hill. Obviously you need to be mindful of erosion and.
Yep.
I assume silt fencing.
Oh, yeah.
And all that good stuff.
Yep, we have silt fence shown on the plan here, and we have swales that will be in place to collect all of the runoff and direct it to go over the site.
You gonna build everything all at once, or is it gonna be pieces?
It'll be all at once. They'll grade it out, dig the foundation. Pour the foundation and just go right at it.
The barn as well.
Yeah, yep.
Will the barn have utilities?
Just electricity. So I don't know if you guys remember, but it was probably a year ago. Dan was trying to purchase a property up the road on Strong Road, and I came here to swap, the conservation easement. 1480 Strong Road, and there were some issues with him purchasing that. There was a fraudulent, sale going on, so he really loved this area. And, so he just wants to, that delayed him a lot. I mean, he was ready to, we were at the final step, and then we found out that there was some fraud going on. So that kind of delayed him another year.
Sure.
So now he really just wants to get this going and get the house built as quick as he can and hopefully move in by the end of summer.
Okay. What kind of drainage you doing for the barn? Same as the house?
Yeah, same. So it's just gonna be raised up a little bit, and then that swale along the rear side will just catch all the water and be directed to an existing
Is
swale.
the swell, the
Yeah, that's this. Yep.
arrow to?
Yep. Yeah, those are the flow arrows, and that'll show where the water is directed, and then it will be dumped off on the undisturbed area of the site.
Kind of driveway putting it? Is it
Just asphalt.
asphalt? Okay.
Yep.
Just one thing to consider, when and if you do a easement in the future, you'll want to consider the asphalt, because I imagine this piece is gonna be part of it in one way or another. Just keep that in mind.
Okay. Yeah, he wasn't totally sure how he wanted the easement to go, but he really wants to keep this property not undeveloped, but like more spaced out. I mean, he does not want to put, by code, I believe you could probably put in 4 or 5 houses on this property, but he does not want that. So the easement would just be to prevent future buyers from dropping in a bunch of houses.
You gonna put any plantings in? I mean, usually it's the other way around. We have to worry about trees being taken out.
Yeah.
It's not the case here.
No, there is nothing out there. I'm sure his wife likes gardening, and she'll have a flower bed, and but as far as trees go, there's no plan right now for that. It's definitely something that
Yeah,
I'm sure
plan
we
him
consider.
to the native plant pan,
Okay.
just to make sure that he gets the right robust
Yeah.
species in there, and not something that's go kaput in a year or two.
Yep. Yeah, I'll definitely mention that to him. Trees in there, get some shade, block some wind.
Well, and it'll help with the erosion too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the concerns I have. I mean, you're gonna have erosion control during the project, but then, you know, a year, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, it's gonna take some time to get your
It'll settle.
grass and
Yep.
all that. So that'd be my only real comment, is just future sustained erosion
Yep.
control, making sure that's covered.
And he will it'll actually be less steep than it is now. With bringing that mound
Sure.
down, so that you know, it's gonna be disturbing the soil and loosening it up, but it will be much less of a steep slope than it is now.
How high is the water table out there?
The water table, we didn't reach it on the test.
Okay.
So it's plenty far down.
Yeah.
Typically, we would just do the deep hole test, and if we don't run into water there, then we're in good shape.
It's nice.
Especially in this, with where we did the test was one of the lowest parts of
Mm.
the build area.
Mhm.
Actually, if not the lowest part.
You guys are just doing a conventional leach field.
Full in ground.
Yeah, makes sense. Sand.
Yeah.
Sand.
Okay. Any other comments? So just, it's Conservation Board, we're advisory to the planning board. So we'll kind of give our comments on, noting that, the area is the drumline or Hurley area, mindful of erosion control. So we'll kind of get our kind of comments up to the planning board, when they run with it. Normally a lot of time is spent on easements and, that's not the case with this
Yeah.
one, so. To be relatively straightforward.
Yeah, sounds like he'll
I
be
think,
eventually back once they subdivide, if they subdivide.
Yeah,
I think I have to do this for sure. Form. Yeah,
I do already have it filled out. You should have a copy of it.
yeah, I think we got,
When are they looking to start?
yeah.
As soon as possible.
Yeah, but I think we have.
Yeah, they-
Two.
They were pretty upset when the issue happened before. So really, as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Cool.
David, any comments from him?
Do you mind if I ask a question or
Yeah,
two?
no problem.
I mean, this is 12 acres. This is not gonna be grass thin like a lawn. And I notice it's being planted right now. But they-
Just around their house. They're not gonna grass the entire, their plan is to still have the farmer come out and
Oh,
rent some property, the rest of it.
okay, I thought so. And just I noticed, if I'm looking at it correctly, by the barn where you have one sell that corner area.
Yep.
where that's the very lowest part of the property, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It would be hard to put a house on such a piece.
They don't plan to put a house there.
Right, but someday if they sell that.
Well, if they put the easement in, they won't be able to.
Oh, okay,
So
I understand.
they want one house, kind of in the middle of this
Oh.
higher area.
Okay,
And then this would be more for the livestock and sheep
thank you.
that lives at the barn now.
Cool.
Okay,
All
thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah, the planning.
When you're on planning board?
The next one,
Next
I
week?
believe it's, next week on probably Tuesday.
I think so, yeah.
The offsetting.
Yeah, planning board on April 28th.
The client's excited.
Good. It's awesome.
You guys have a great night.
Thanks.
Likewise.
Okay, our other business is approval of the April 7th, 2026 meeting minutes. Those were passed around ahead of time. Any comments, updates?
No, I think it was pretty good. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, I wasn't here, but it looked like it was good.
Keith, you wanna make a motion?
That the minutes be accepted.
Second.
Right. Second, all in favor?
Right?
Aye. All right. David, any
No,
other comments?
that's not the best.
Nothing from the team.
Well, yeah, you bring some good questions. I enjoy that person. I'm sure these guys do.
We do, yeah, it's good dialogue.
It is very good dialogue.
Too kind, all of you. Thank you. Especially this one.
Who we learn it from? Who we get it from?
Okay, well, with that, I will adjourn the meeting at 7:18. You technically need a motion. You've been doing it. You want to make a motion?
I'm not sorry. It changed narrative. Good.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
That's good.
All right,
I think you're right, though.
yeah. I think Pat started that. That motion happy.
Yeah, I'm motion something.